I wanted to say that a long time we haven't seen each other. A long time I haven't seen you. Feels as if never, and by far, for most of you guys, that's true. And it's summer now. Actually, it's getting more and more closer to the summer. Leaves just opened up, and it's a beautiful time here. And I decided that this summer I want to be more closer to nature and enjoy the nature, because we have a long winter here and so on. So I encourage you also to be more with the nature. And just a few days ago I was like thinking, first of all, the messages from Enrico, I forgot to tell you, just before I don't forget about them. It's nothing special, it's just a little bit interesting and maybe a little bit funny also. And when I was younger, maybe 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, when I was 12 to 14 to maybe 7 to 12, somewhere that. Anyway, younger. Just before I went to sleep, I always got these, somehow you would say, it's not nothing special. It's like I'm having a conversation with somebody, and many times I feel as I'm in an audience talking. And this audience it's not like I'm in an out-of-body experience or something. No, this is something close to a dream state. And what happens in this audience, there are people asking questions about like stuff about spirituality and paranormal stuff, and there is a person next to me who is like interviewing me, and he's asking several other questions like and in this dream state, or in this near dream state, lucid type of a state, I'm like, okay, what should I answer? And then I start talking, and what happens in this simulation was that I see the outcome of what I've said, how the audience reacts to, and it was like it repeated like several times, repeating, and the questions were different. The audience was different. Audience with children, like adults and children, audience of skeptical people, audience of not like political, but like a business type of people who are highly educated. And it repeated from time to time. And then at one point, when I was at that age, I was like, man, it's somehow not annoying, but it's somehow suspicious. Why am I having such dreams over and over again? As if somebody is trying to teach me how to speak, how to interact with while speaking, and that was really strange. And at one point, I said to myself, "Oh, is this some kind of a test, or this is some kind of a studying purpose? Like learn to speak." And when at that point, when I was at that point. It got too suspicious for me, and everything just went away. Everything was just bomb away. And so now I remember this, and just I remember this one message from Enrico also. And at that one scenario, there was this Enrico came in, and he was being asked from the interviewer, like, tell me and describe us more about your world, more about who you are. And then Enrico repeated, oh, it's like amazing. And they said, normally we come here to aid human problems. It's like we are the problem mobile phone, we are the problematical phone line. And they said, well, what is that? Because normally you humans ask stuff about global warming, like the history of Earth, like the stuff about your own problems, or it depends, like what do we classify as problems. But from that point, I understood that everybody is asking for themselves and trying to solve something. And he said that nobody actually has ever asked about for example, do we have any problems? And then I started to laugh, It's like, oh yeah, and nobody has even asked about us, how are we doing or something. No, somebody has asked, but anyway, it's from the information came with the explanation that we are in different energies. Those Enrico type of beings up there, they don't think about problems. They don't even pay attention to the problems. They don't even have this mind set to constantly think about subjects with not like topics like, hey, is this a problem? But with topics like, I need to think about this. And why is this possible? And why is this not possible? We have this complicated thinking. But it's because of our energy. But they do not have it. They are constantly enjoying, and the difference would be how we could compare Enrico world with our world would be if they ask in a contact, if we were to be channeled, like a human were to be channeled with this Enrico, and Enrico would ask questions, or they from their world would ask questions that they would not even ask about their own problems. They would constantly try to squeeze out, what are you doing there? Is there something interesting? What are you having here? Hello, we're doing a live stream. What are we having here? What are we doing here? What are we breathing here? What are we looking for here? What are we eating? Everything. We will get the maximum info out of there. What's at the other end of the tunnel? Get as maximum information so that we can have as maximum joy as we can about that there's something interesting going on down there. But in a sense, they are doing that anyway, from their side to our side. And then the topic was, then the man asked, how is in... they asked something, who are you, or something like this to Enrico, and he repeated that, well, you know, the main difference is between you and us speaking is that you, humans, we have a strong personality here. We have like this, no, you would say egoistic structure right here. And this egoistic structure builds up our own personality. We have and separation and individuality. We have our name, we have our passport, we have our picture, we have our own Facebook profile. We don't have like a family profile, Facebook profile. We have an individual profile. We don't have like a human galactical, not like human, but planet Earth galactical, not a galactical, but global Facebook profile where everybody is there. Like, you know, you just write and everybody is responding like, hey, what are you doing there? And somebody who is free just responds, hey, I'm doing fine. We have a strong separated individualities. We, as Enrico said, we are, how to say that, it's a little bit different in Latvian, but the idea is that we have this a strong separated individuality, but it's not like a consciousness individuality, but it's like a personality of individuality. And they said, well, comparing that, you ask, what are you? Who are you? We cannot, and Enrico says, we cannot so easily answer to your question without describing this, that we are, and they always say we, and even in channelings they always say we. We are like a collective group. We are like, as they said, something similar in English would be like, imagine that we are all floating in a cosmical consciousness, but it will be for them describe it in a more easier way. And they are all, they don't have this individuality, they have this collectiveness. They have this collectiveness with, and everybody, they understand everybody as a whole and all together. And what somebody knows, everybody knows, and what everybody knows, somebody knows. And if you are talking to somebody, they don't have this, hey, you Enrico, come over here, and instantly everybody comes over here and they're like, yes, what are you interested in? And they don't separate this, that, oh, he's Enrico, we are away. They have this, everybody's on overall, but it's like they're in this cosmical energy. They're like this yellow, shining, bright white, golden light energy, which they are all connected. and they are all floating in the same information field. For me described, for me to be a little bit understandable way, is that a one consciousness, a one consciousness field, a one huge consciousness like a cloud creates their world, and everything in their world is as this overall one consciousness decides to be. And they understand in their world, the Enrico and everybody there understands that of this overall great consciousness, and this one overall great consciousness creates their world and experience and personalities that they have. But those personalities are not separated. Those personalities are just extensions of, but they're like inner extensions, the overall cloud, but they are inside the cloud, inner extensions, and they understand this truly and highly, that they don't separate each other. They understand that we are the one collective consciousness there, as with this cloud-like world, and we are, everybody is just us in a different personality, but they don't have this such strong individuality separations we have here. And then I said this one beautiful thing, that it would be something for you as humans when you understand that your collective consciousness is your planet Earth, that you are all floating inside the planet Earth's consciousness. And from that point, when you truly, and humans truly realize that we are like a planet's extension, when we are floating into this planet's energy field, and when we merge together with that energy field, we all become connected. We all become like telepathically, informationally connected, and then the overall our experience changes to a different, changes to a completely different experience. We have to understand that nature is a part of us. Everybody is a part of us. Even this planet is a part of us. And then we start taking care this planet more and more seriously, and taking care to it and helping the planet. Like, not like helping, like trying to save something, and this will be the next topic, but working together and cooperating together and harmonizing this planet, like living together with everything in a harmony. And now the information, what is this is just an introduction to this next topic about how you call it. One day somebody sent me a link to and a question. Somebody asked, am I a taxi driver? Why am I driving that much? No, I'm not a taxi driver, and I do not drive that much, but I do make videos while I'm driving. So this is the free time, because sometimes at home it's not capable for me to speak because there's some, and so on and so on. So anyway, as there's somebody asking where am I going, and I'm going to a seminar, teach others to channel. Today will not be a channeling lesson. Today will be more about reading information from other persons. So where was I? Yeah, so the information about, somebody sent me a video where there was another young guy talking in audience about speaking and sharing this, and I would say spiritual understanding, something like, you know, like these modern type gurus on YouTube, they talk about spirituality and say a few words and never love and so on. But this guy was talking more about concepts. So something I just watched 1 minute of it, and you don't see much. I'm not. I don't know what I'm talking about. But what I did notice was that he's trying to help others. He has this idea of helping others, and then I understood, but many people have this stuff of helping others, We want to change the world. We want to help others. We want to help in many ways as possible. And if we have reached a certain type of a level of spirituality, but something more relative would be, I know people that when they read a book, for example, I don't know, spiritual book or something, and they have this, like, they read a thing, and then they like have this glitch in their mind that they understand everything about this topic. They're trying to this how hard now they understand. Now they want to put it out loudly. This is how this is. Then many of them have this and so on, that they want to help others and they want to help this humanity and they want to spiritually grow. No, this is not Valmiera seal. This is Valmiera seal. So, can you guess on which street I am? And that was right. That was Valmiera. And and this is the thing what I think many people come to across inside themselves from the society, and they have this idea about helping others, but we're separated from the society, and we don't need to help everybody else, and to put this information into, hey, what does it mean to help others? And then I realized, then I started to have from my own experience, for example, now this is Bruņinieks Street. Further it's Satiks, but now it's Bruņinieks. And for me, it's when I was doing these channelings at the beginning, Enrico was like talking about others, in sense like people come here and ask a question. For example, what I should do, for example, to be saved, or in any case, you come here as you would say also skeptically approached, or people come. It doesn't matter where they go, but they are coming like, for example, nobody believes, for example, to astrology, and they have this skepticism. They have this little skepticism that they try to keep. And for example, if they go to a Vedic or whatever European astrology reading, they're having this skeptical. And if somebody is having like varieties of energies like that inside of you, then you the only way for you to help would point out to you more and more of the energy that you are already having. It would be like this skull, or it could be like this anger, it could be like this I don't believe, or it could be like I'm trying to achieve something. That whatever energy you are having, whatever the overall job for you, overall purpose for you to be would be to realize that, for example, if this energy of balance, for example, anger, doubt, disbelief, and so on, or separation, idea of separation, like we are, like Enrico said, then okay, but to have yourself an experience that you have this experience so deeply, so strongly, that you realize more and more yourself that, hey, this energy, or part of this energy, is out of balance. This energy is out of balance for me. You're also like skeptical. If you're so skeptical, that for you would be, for you, most easiest way would be to realize that, I will put the camera like this, spin around. for you would be to realize that you don't need to be that skeptical. You don't need to be, because everything nearly is possible, and everything in your life is guided by the way that you decide to guide your way, or whatever the energies are within you that make you guide this way. And so talking further was that Enrico was sharing the idea about all of this, which we were talking, was that, I'm trying to figure out how to say it more better. Also, when you have this idea about helping others, and this is what Enrico was sharing, that when you put your attention about others, helping others, somewhere outside, putting this information outside that you need to do something, you're creating this focus, you're creating this, whatever you want to call it, you're putting your energy out, and then you're creating this expectation that you want to be perfect, you want to help others, you want them to be better. You're creating this expectation, and you want to go for this expectation. You're not actually allowing life to happen, you're not actually allowing life to be. You're trying to create like an expectation to which you can follow, and therefore you're blocking the overall flow of your energy, the overall quality of your energy. Because when we allow ourselves to be, when we allow our energy to be free, we start to expand more and more and more in our own light, more and more in our energy, more and more we become that which we truly are. And all of these energy blockages, in a sense, we want to help others, we have doubts and so on, but there are many, like anger, also disbelief, feeling lack of love and so on. They just create a mind focus and a mind into intention, and a mind like a concept to which we try to follow. And when we are trying to follow a mind concept, and when we're trying to achieve a mind concept, we are blocking our inner energy flow. We are not allowing for a blossom to blow, to grow, to grow out, to expand. We are creating this how it should be. We are not allowing it to be. We are trying to trying to create a construct how it should be. So, and the about idea, how can we actually help others, is by helping ourselves. And selves, I don't mean like personality, self, or many have said thyself, or even in the movie Matrix they say thyself, know thyself, or something, like when they met Oracle. And in many spiritual books also, well, I have heard it many places, it doesn't matter, but it for my interpretation means not like know myself, my personality, it knows myself. It means know myself, my true self, who I actually are. And it means know the greater consciousness of who I am, and it's called the self, the overall self construct of who am I. It's not like who am I as here driving and speaking. It's like who am I as here observing and knowing the point from which I'm observing and which the self is observing from. So, and when we allow us to be, and for example, imagine if you are doing a seminar or teaching others to meditate, or you have begun to realize, rediscover yourself, and it's the true words, rediscover yourself. When you start to rediscover yourself, or discover the self, the point actually is to continue rediscovering the self, to continue be more with yourself, to continue be that who you are and allow it to be. Don't fall in these guidances or these mind concepts that try to tell you, hey, we need to say, buddy, hey, I'm skeptical, I don't believe this, I'm going somewhere else, I want to, I don't believe in astrology, and being this skeptical. You don't have to be skeptical and don't have to be non-skeptical, like all in. You have to be just an observer. You have to be just, oh yeah, this is interesting. Okay, this is interesting. This is very interesting. And the more you allow yourself to be, as Enrico is saying, the more you allow yourself to be, the more freer you are from all these concepts. The more you start to shine through your inner energy, and or the self's energy. And it was something it could be something related to awakening. When you become more and more awakened to the self, the more and more you start to shine your energy through. And the more you do shine that energy through, that everybody starts liking you. Everybody starts like feeling the energy of your presence, feeling the energy of your speech, feeling the energy or whatever you have. Maybe it's excitement. Maybe your higher self or the true self of yours is excitement, or maybe in more energy of excitement. Maybe your true self is in more energy of love. Maybe your energy is more related to intellect, or maybe to absolute peace and calmness. So it depends actually, and it's about discovering the self, discovering who you actually are. And then what happens is that what Enrico is saying, the more you allow yourself to be in this pattern, the more you allow yourself to be without these conceptualized thinkings, the more you start to shine this energy through, and the more connected to the source you become, and the more then you can inspire and help others. And it's something like, I would think, nearly as Mozart or Beethoven. They created a beautiful artworks. They created beautiful symphonies. It doesn't matter that we all should be like that, but they discovered themselves, they discovered their source, or they have got closer to it. That they discovered that their passion is music, they discovered that their passion is, and they truly, their talent is, and they could flow highly into it. And from this, they can so many great help others. I don't think that Beethoven, Mozart, or somebody else created music to help society or created music to help others. I think they just created it because they felt in love with it. They just felt in resonance with it. And also, it's about you. It's about maybe you who is, or somebody who is trying to save others. Try to help yourself. Try to help yourself to discover the self. Try to help yourself to be the self more. And others will just be inspired and blown away from your this positive, or whatever this energy you want to call it. So now I have like 2 minutes, but I know that you will see this message only after a minute later. But we can talk about something. You can ask the questions you want to ask. Okay, the problem is that when I'm driving, the mobile phone gets heated up from the sun. And then, okay, we'll turn the car off. And then it starts lagging. Okay, so do different energies create different channeling experiences? I would say everybody is a different energy, and everybody is having a different energy, and all beings and every being are having a different energy. And therefore, if you are having this question like different, then I would say yes. For example, at some point, many times when I want to channel Enrico, I feel that he wants to come through with this highest excitement energy, that they have this yellow golden-like energy, but I'm not capable to. I'm tired, I'm maybe hungry, I may be upset about something, I may be just feeling like sleepy, and I cannot send through that energy. It's like it would be just like a speech-to-speech type of channeling, speech type of channeling. But many times when I'm uplifted into energy, or having this tremendous amounts of energy, then it's more and more easier to send through this, the quality of Enrico's world, more and more easy to send through energy. So also, if you are like having this, at one day you are having this peaceful and love type great feelings, this blissful type of peace feelings, it would be really easy for you to ask, is somebody on this energy wave, is somebody here, or a being is here that we can have a communication or channeling to? And it will be much easier for you at that point to get closer to that energy. So it's also about channeling. It's matter about feeling, aligning, and allowing these energies to align. You know, variety of energies is huge. So it's just which energy sensation you decide, that energy can become much closer to you at the channeling state. Okay, we'll check the time. 2 more minutes. Okay, is Enrico from another planet or another universe or somewhere else in the whatever we call it? And I don't know, actually. I don't know. What I do know is that they're out of this dimension, and it's somehow that we are living here in this planet Earth, but somehow all these energy particles can just turn around, and we see a completely different world. Somehow they can come in from parallel, like a dimension, and and they are inside our world. It's like something that I don't think they are from a different location, but I think they are. We here like are in a different location, everything. I think they are more like in a different energy density or a different energy vibration. You would say that they can look through also in this world and be here in this world, but not like physically, but like look through. And I would say it's more closer to that they are. I would say not even this universe. They're somewhere else in a different energy vibration or different energy density, but still it's somewhere here. It's somewhere here. It's somewhere behind this wall that shows the reality, what we are having, and so on. But anyway, it's up. It's from the above, because all the time when I channel, it's like looking through the top of the head through in their world. It's not like I'm looking down, it's not like looking in front, it's looking up in their world. So I would say it's from some dimension, from a little above from our dimension. What's classical for Enrico world is that they communicate with many beings. Okay, so I will stop this live stream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and have a great and exciting summer or winter, or maybe whatever the time is that you are having. Bye.